Hi, I'm Steph, and I have a paddling injury. So I haven't really talked about this, but for the last 2 months, my arm and elbow area has really been hurting. It's just been hurting, and I've tried to rest it, and so I thought it would kind of go away on its own, and it didn't go away on its own. And so I made a doctor's appointment, and I went into my doctor, and she right away told me I have tennis elbow. And I'd obviously heard of tennis elbow before, but I didn't know too much about it. And in my case, I have paddler's elbow because it developed from paddling because of the repetitive motion. So that's kind of where this injury comes from. And it also has a scientific name, which is this. And so she basically told me I have to rest my elbow for 2 weeks, my elbow and my wrist, and not use them as much as possible. She did say that I didn't have to give up kayaking because she knows how much I love it. But she really was like, if you do kayak, take it easy and ice your arm right after. So it's been a week since I was diagnosed, and so we're taking it really easy. I'm actually on my mom's stand-up paddleboard, inflatable stand-up paddleboard today because I didn't have to put it together, and so I didn't have to do any extra strain with my arm. So Stephanie and I are out here at Lake Ammonia, and we are just doing a very light paddle, and I'm actually keeping my arms extended when I'm paddling. I'm trying to do that so that I don't have to bend my arm. And I'm really trying to do torso rotation, which I typically do, which is basically where you move your torso instead of moving your arms as much. And so I typically never get sore in my arms when I paddle. The last time I think I got sore in my arms was when we went to Gilwater Preserve and I forgot half my paddle. And so I had to paddle with half a paddle, and my arms were sore after that. So I don't know exactly when it developed. I do know the pain's been there for 2 months. I was doing some yard work and I noticed kind of a pain in my elbow. And so I think that's when I first noticed it. And then when I was practicing self-rescue in my Oryu kayak in the pool, after that is when it really started hurting. Definitely developed over time. And now that I know that it has happened, it can happen again in the future. So there's definitely things I'm going to do differently in ways that I'll know, like I'll be able to catch the pain coming sooner than before because it's happened before. And so I'm not going to let it stop me from kayaking because kayaking is my mental health, and so this is like, it's my therapy, and so that was really tough when I found out that I got an injury from the thing that is like, life-giving for me. It's been a struggle to kind of deal with the pain, but I've been following the process. I've been taking an NSAID twice a day, but basically if this resting doesn't work, then I'm going to have to do some steroids and possibly, if it never gets better, then surgery, but I don't want any of that. So that's why I am working on doing what she said and taking it really easy. I don't think it's super common to get a paddling injury. Paddling is pretty low key. Like it's not something that takes a ton of body, to do, but Stephanie and I kayak maybe more than typical. I don't know if that's she's over there shaking her head. We do paddle more than others, and so we probably need to take care of our bodies a little bit differently than a casual kayaker would, and I definitely am, and Stephanie is as well. I've been doing a lot of different research and gotten figured out some stretches, and definitely icing it a lot and really resting the elbow and the arm, and I have braces that I wear pretty much all day. And just taking it easy out here on our paddle today. So we are just exploring out here a different area than we have before, and Stephanie went ahead a little bit and she just saw a alligator eat a bird, and so we're turning back because we don't need to mess with an alligator having a meal. Let that gator do its thing. The inflatable kayak that I'm in right now has done very well. I've actually gone over a couple different things, so I'm interested to see how the bottom looks when I'm done kayaking. But I don't typically use this kayak, so it's cool to see it in these kind of conditions to see how it holds up. Okay. All right, so Stephanie and I had just finished up our very light, very simple paddle. So far it's 3 hours and 8 minutes. We're not back yet, but very simple and light. Obviously that's my bad. I should have known if I went with Stephanie that it was going to be.
Hey, you're an adult.
She said I'm an adult, so I could choose. So, and I am an adult, and I did choose to go with Stephanie, so that should tell you something. I was cool with whatever she wanted to do. So, my arm is actually feeling totally fine. I'm gonna ice it when I get back to the car, and I'll just deflate the kayak, and I don't really have to do much more after that. So, I'm feeling pretty good. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'll put in editing how I feel like later, you know, after this experience, so you'll know kind of how everything went. But this paddle is amazing. So this is my new Bending Branches paddle, and it's made out of wood, which is why I wanted it, and it's super light. Stephanie and I have kayaked once before with it when I first got it, and then this is my second time. This paddle is so nice. It makes it very effortless to paddle. So I'm very glad I have this for especially with this new injury. So yeah, so we're just gonna head back, and I'll go home and rest my arm and be ready hopefully to paddle maybe another week after the 2 weeks is up. And you know, we're taking it easy. We took it easy today. 3 hours, that's
Some muck.
3 hours through muck. Yeah, that was the other thing, but it was pretty, so I'll let you know tomorrow if it was worth it. All right, thanks for joining us, and have a great day.